I don't think that anyone should diminish the value of music in our lives. Music in some form or fashion is important to all of us in some way, whether you sing or play an instrument or just dance around in your house. It's safe to say that music brings a lot of joy to the world and to a lot of people. Voices in Time is a nonprofit organization committed to giving young people ages 5 to 18 opportunities to perform in various settings. There's singing and choreography involved. It's really a great time for young people who want to perform and want to learn how to perform. The person in charge is Sharon Marie Jensen. Sharon is a former Miss New Bedford and former Miss Freetown. Joining Sharon is Ashley Santiago, who's a former Miss New Bedford. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So Sharon, let's start with you. What is Voices in Time? I may have stolen some of your thunder, but you can tell us more about the organization.
Certainly. So I'm a vocal coach, and I've been doing it for over 27 years as a vocal coach. But about 24 years ago, because I'm going into my 25th year, I decided that I wanted to put together a program whereas my students had the opportunity, an outlet for them to be able to go out in the community and use the skills that they were learning in their classes. And it really helps them enhance who they are as a performer, not just as a vocalist. So once again, 24 years ago, I created this program called Voices in Time, and it was just that. If you practiced your voice in time, you became a voice. So that's how it all began. And I started out with 5 students. Today I have, on an average, 50 students during a season. I do 2 seasons a year, and during those seasons we create kind of like a theme, and we take off with that, and I teach them all songs within that theme. As a matter of fact, right now we're doing Disney. Ashley, remember Disney when you did it to yourself? And we're getting ready to put on a Disney show at Whites of Westport on July the 14th. So with that said, basically it's an opportunity for my students to be able to go out into the community and use their skills. You know, I mean, you can learn lots of things in 4 walls, but getting the opportunity to go out and use those skills makes them really grow.
How many appearances does Voices in Time make in a year, let's say?
Up to 50, at least 50. Yeah. We can do more than 50.
Sure.
Depends. I mean, the community.
Where do you perform?
Everywhere. Every festival you can imagine. Fairhaven Homecoming, the Lakeside Festival. We've done the Portuguese Feast several times. But more importantly, I think that the kids most enjoy things like the nursing homes, the charitable events, things for cancer fundraisers, for muscular dystrophy, for local school systems. Anywhere that we can get our voices known, that's where we will go. And anytime, as long as I have the time, of course.
Sure.
It's a really busy job. You know, I already work during the day as well. So, but we do a lot. Would you say that you did a lot while you were in the program, Miss Ashley?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Ashley, what did this program, when you walked in, what did this program provide for you?
So at the time, I had already done a few vocal lessons here and there, but I had never really had that outlet or opportunity to get on stage and make my voice heard sort of, you know, beyond where I was singing with my teacher or singing at sort of at home at the mercy of my parents. So like Sharon said, not only did she do so much in terms of helping me to learn to grow my voice and how to take care of my voice and prepare before performance to warm up my voice to make sure I was protecting it, but also to be a performer, to take the stage. How do you engage your audience? And that really did so much for me, not just as a vocalist and performer, but even as someone who later went on to, now I speak in front of teenagers all the time as a teacher at a local high school. So how do I keep their attention? How do you put yourself out there and make your voice heard?
And that's those are valuable lessons.
Absolutely.
Not only for someone performing on the stage, but someone performing on the stage of life.
Absolutely.
Teaching. That's a wonderful thing. Do you recruit young performers, Sharon, or is it if you show up, you're in?
Absolutely not. No. So I'm a voice teacher. Sure. So I have a huge waiting list of people that are looking to get into the program because it is unique. But no, I'm a voice teacher, and if people are interested in taking vocal lessons, they call me. And as being a student within my organization, that is kind of like a protocol. You have to be a part of my program, Voices in Time. So therefore, I can teach you, but if you want to take lessons with me, my goal is to get them to be a part of the program and be able to go out and do these shows. I think one huge asset of this whole program, which I really didn't elaborate on, is the fact that these kids go out in the community and they use their voices as volunteers. And a lot of kids these days don't have time to volunteer. So if they're using their talents, this is a great opportunity to volunteer and to be able to give back to the community using their skills and their talents. So, yeah.
And so there may be a cost in your private business, the vocal
Correct,
coach.
Exactly.
There is no cost to be part of Voices in Time.
Not at all. No,
All
no.
What do you think youngsters are getting out of it? Ashley, who has joined us today, has talked about some of the things that she got out of the program. Is it confidence, do you think?
Confidence is huge. Confidence in my eyes as a vocal instructor, as a teacher in life, is key in any situation.
Sure.
When I see the kids develop that confidence, I see their skills grow. So with that said, yes, confidence. I think that they learn a lot of life experiences. Getting on a stage and being in front of a bunch of people is not a difficult task. But my 6 and 7-year-olds, because they do it all the time with these show opportunities, they're so confident, which is just the coolest thing. It's probably the best thing is to see how confident they become and how their skills just soar. Yeah. So they learn confidence. They learn that how to communicate on stage. It's not just about singing when you get on stage. You have to, as Ashley said, engage your audience. Anybody can be a good voice. But to get on stage and to be able to wow an audience, that's my goal as a teacher, is to teach them how to feel like, yes, I'm successful on stage.
And that's, if you're a performer, that the goal is to wow your audience. To
wow your audience.
Say the audience has been entertained and impressed.
As a singer myself, I've worked with the Meadowlarks, the Moonlighters. I've worked with several bands in the area, Jack Gomes, Steve Piazza. I've always felt successful after leaving a gig knowing that somebody just loved what I did. Yep. Somebody came up to me and said, wow, I really, really enjoyed that song, or, so
Absolutely.
It's important,
And Ashley, did you understand that when you walked in? How old were you when you entered the program?
I was in high school. And I stayed with the program throughout high school, and here and there I'd try to come back, especially for performances in college. And I don't know if I knew how much I was gaining at the time. I knew that I was focused on singing. I wanted to be able to sing more songs. I wanted a broader range. I wanted to, sound better and have this stronger stage presence. And those kind of were the things that I was thinking about. And then as I grew some more, and also, I really credit Sharon for encouraging me to go after the Miss New Bedford title. I really don't know that I would have ever pursued it if it wasn't for her, not just in preparing me as a vocalist for the talent portion, but in for saying, like, no, you are a young woman who has what it takes and who belongs on that stage and who could make a difference in this community. You should be doing this. And so I also got that out of it. And I can't credit my experience as Miss New Bedford enough with molding me into the young woman I am now and giving me opportunities where I've been able to be a part of my community and been able to give back. And really that all goes back to working with Sharon. And
the few bucks you won as a scholarship in Miss New Bedford helped you get an education. Now you're a teacher.
Absolutely. Paid for my master's degree.
So
I might interject in saying, too, a lot of the kids that have been with my program, I'll think about Vicki Wade. She received thousands of dollars in scholarships for college because of Voices in Time. I wrote nice letters about all of their involvement in the community. And Allison Lacasse, who's another one of my very first performers, or should I say students, who got scholarships. Did you get some scholarships as well as far as volunteering in the community?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so...
I mean,
These are all
it
good
counts.
things. This is all good.
It's on the resume, and it all counts, believe me.
Yep.
You're listening to Town Square Sunday. My guest is Sharon Marie Jensen, Director of Voices in Time, which youngsters performing all over the South Coast, really. And also Ashley Santiago, a former Miss New Bedford, now a graduate of Voices in Time, and now a teacher in the school system. Sharon is a former Miss New Bedford as well. We don't want to forget that, omit that. So Sharon, you've been around the block or two when it comes to performing in scholarship pageants. You mentioned you're a former Miss New Bedford. I think you're a natural performer. Maybe I'm wrong. Were you a natural performer?
My dad was a country singer, and he was Billy Boy and the Ramblin' Rangers. Dad died very young, unfortunately, but he definitely passed on my musical passion. And thus, I've passed it on to my daughter, who is kind of a
Jillian.
she does some pretty cool things, which I'm very thrilled about. She was singing with me from the age of 4 in Voices in Time. Up until now, she's 26, opening for Old Dominion next month,
Great.
which is very exciting. So yeah, I definitely received my my skills from my dad, and I credit him for that. And hopefully, he's looking down and saying, "You did what I'm glad you did."
Yeah.
So,
You're the founder of Voices in Time.
I am the founder. That is me.
And what makes it enjoyable for you? Is it seeing young people like Ashley
Exactly.
move on? Yeah.
Exactly. Every day is joy to me. I mean, just having lessons with my students. I had a group lesson getting ready for this Disney performance at Whites of Westport last night, and just seeing it all come together. They're doing When You Wish Upon a Star, and I have one of my students who is created all the sign language. She's going to be a speech pathologist, and I've kind of given her that role to teach them the sign to When You Wish Upon a Star. And it's just so beautiful to see ages 7 through 18 all singing beautiful in harmony and signing. We've done this at a food shelter before, learned some sign language, and we had a young lady. Were you there? I don't know if you were, but she was in the audience, and she came up afterwards, and she thanked us in sign. She was deaf. So all these little things are just a reward to me.
Yeah,
I do what I love.
And
Love what I do.
You're not everyone gets to do that, have that opportunity to do what they love. So
Yeah, exactly.
congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Where can people go to learn more about Voices in Time? When they, how can they?
They can go to my Facebook at Voices in Time. But I also have a website. It's www.voices/in/time.net.
Okay.
There's some information about that.
And again, your vocal students make up the roster of Voices in Time. So again, if you're looking to have vocal lessons with Sharon, that's fine. That is a business. That's separate from Voices in Time. But
absolutely.
You want them to
Be a
get
part of
involved.
this
Sure.
incredible program. It really is.
And again, you perform at least 50 events all year, and they are in various places, festivals, community gatherings, homeless shelters, which I
Nursing
find
homes.
interesting.
Yes.
How was that received?
Oh my goodness, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
We do it at Christmas time usually, and the kids have actually over the years brought gifts and clothing for clothing drives at the homeless shelters. It's just it's rewarding. Kids need to see those types of things.
Yeah,
You know,
they do.
our kids are blessed. When I was a kid, my parents couldn't afford vocal lessons. Kids don't realize just how blessed they are today.
Yeah.
I don't think they do anyway, in all cases. Many do, but not all.
Yep.
Right.
And how did you learn to sing? Or was it?
So
Natural.
my dad,
Okay.
he sang around the house. We did country music together all the time. I can hear him singing, Patsy Cline or Johnny Cash. And so I would play the violin. I played the violin and sang. And then after he passed away when I was 15, my mom said to me, I'm going to get you some vocal lessons. And
That's the story.
yeah.
And Ashley, you just like to sing as a young. Was there any mentor in your home or anything?
My dad always loved music. Also, he was a drummer. He wasn't much of a singer. And unlike Sharon's dad with the country music, we used to listen to a lot of Van Halen. So not a lot of vocal technique happening there. But I just always loved music. The first CD that I ever was given from Santa Claus one day was Leanne Rimes, and so I would sing along with her.
Blue.
Yes, my first CD player, first CD. I was in third grade, and it was such a big deal, and I loved it, yeah. And I was very fortunate to find Sharon and for my mom and dad to support.
And her sister.
And then eventually my sister joined as well.
Very good. Yeah. Well, my guests, my thanks really to Sharon Marie Jensen, Director of Voices in Time. Good luck with your new season, the Disney season.
Thank you.
And keep up with spreading the joy of music. That's a wonderful thing. And Ashley Santiago, who's a former Miss New Bedford, who is now a teacher. Good luck in your career.
Thank you.
It's a challenge.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It's a challenge teaching. We know this, but I'm sure you'll reach your goals as well. Thank you both.
Thank you.
You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips. We'll return in just one moment.